As of today, I am officially 1 month post my 21-day reset journey. So I finished a month ago, and I wanted to tell you what you can expect when you're finished and how you can continue to get the most out of this program through my own experience. So when I finished the Ultimate Reset, I felt just so good. I wanted to continue keeping the foods out of my diet that I could tell didn't work well for me. So for example, for me, giving up dairy during the reset was huge. I realized that dairy didn't make me feel good. And so when I finished the reset, I've really kept dairy cut out. I limit my caffeine intake still. I avoid processed foods. So really, when you finish the reset, the easiest way to transition in what I did is kind of moving backwards through the program. So in phase 3, you're now eating essentially all vegan. It's a lot of vegetables and fruit, right? I kind of moved backwards and brought back in grain, brought back in chicken in moderation, fish in moderation, and I brought back in eggs. I still eat eggs every morning, but for the most part, I've continued to eat all of the reset recipes. And what you know what I noticed? When I deviate from the plan, so I have had some cheat meals. Yesterday, I drove a 3-hour round trip drive to take my son to his grandparents' house, and there was, nothing on the way there or back to eat. I didn't plan well for it, so when I got home, my husband had taken my other 2 boys to get pizza. I ate a slice of leftover pizza, and I felt it. Like, I didn't feel good after that. Same thing with having a glass of wine. Like, I've had a glass of wine post-reset. I think you can live life in balance and moderation, but pay close attention to your body, because you'll notice that on the days you have, foods like wine, alcohol, sugar, dairy, those type of things, you're going to feel different in your body. You're not going to feel as good. That's one of the really cool things I noticed, is that after feeling so good and understanding the link between my nutrition and caring for my body and the way I feel emotionally, the days that I make exceptions and allow food back in, I can tell I feel crappy. Like last night I ate that pizza and I was like, oh my gosh, this is how the rest of the world feels all of the time. Like once you've experienced the difference of feeling really great because you eat really great versus what it feels like when you're not eating great, I just kept thinking, I bet most of the world doesn't even realize that they feel crappy because they've never experienced what it's like to feel really good. So I wanted to film this and just encourage you that when you finish the reset, of course you're going to celebrate birthdays. Of course you're going to have date night. Of course it's fine to have a glass of wine. But in general, try and just stick to the guidelines, which is really limited caffeine, cutting out processed foods, especially processed sugar, and, really having red meat in moderation. We do know through science that there are certain foods that are inflammatory for everyone. Dairy is one of those. Red meat is one of those. So if we can stick with the general principles of the reset, then you'll continue to get results. Like I finished a month ago. My husband's like, once you stop that program, actually, you're going to gain some weight back. There's always a rebound. For me, there hasn't been a rebound at all. I've continued to lose weight, continued to feel great. I have started exercising again, so of course I up my caloric intake a little bit to accommodate for that. Like I said, I have had other foods. At Christmas, we had a treat. I've had wine. I've had other things. But I'm really focused on doing those other things in moderation and paying attention to the fact that when I do allow those bad foods back in for the day, I feel it, and I personally want to just feel better all the time. So pay attention to those kinds of things. Know that when you finish the reset, it doesn't mean you go back to, ordering takeout and driving through McDonald's. Try to keep prepping healthy food for yourself, buying lots of fresh produce. Try to keep to, grains that are good for you. Quinoa, brown rice, your lentils, your sweet potato, that sort of stuff. And if you can continue, eating, I keep telling people I eat kind of 90% according to the reset. If you can keep eating like at an 80%, 90% most of the time, you're going to keep getting results and you're going to keep feeling good.